Hello, I'm Saukki. The wobbly rear wheel of the Quest is still a problem, but today I'm going to solve the problem once and for all, because I have new rear swing arm. Let me explain what's wrong with the old swing arm. Last year I tried to solve this wobbly rear wheel problem by replacing the spacer between the swing arm and cassette by slightly longer spacer. While doing that, I almost destroyed my Quest. The longer spacer caused some problems with the gears.
Fucking gears.
The spacer didn't solve the problem, so I had to look for other reasons for the wobbliness. I found that the bearings inside the hub were moving. I glued them in place and thought that I had solved the problem. But no. This year the wobbling seems to be even worse, as you can see here. I have to constantly make the small steering movements to counteract the wobbly rear wheel. And the rear wheel is moving quite a lot when turning. I did some research and found out that there's some play in the rear axle. Here you can see how much the axle is moving. And here you can see that also the glued bushing inside the swing arm is loose. So it seems that the swing arm is broken. Okay then, let's replace the swing arm. But before we go into that, please remember to subscribe to my channel. It's free. You can do it easily by clicking the subscription button below the video. And then also visit my webshop and buy this kind of awesome t-shirts and more. Okay, so let's see how this can be replaced. First I removed the idler and cut the chain. And then made sure that the chain won't run away by attaching it to something with a zip tie. Then I removed the rear shock, and after that I could turn the Quest to its side. I used this chair to lift the rear end a little bit higher. I don't want to use any wobbly table contraptions anymore. Then I just removed the rear axle so I could remove the wheel and cassette. Next step was to remove the rear derailleur. Then I turned the Quest back up so it would be easier to work with the swing arm. The swing arm is held by these two bolts. By removing them, the swing arm can be taken out. And here are the old and new swing arms. This bushing has gotten loose from the glue. I don't know if it can be repaired. Just for fun, let's weigh the swing arms. The old one is 674 grams and the new one is 690 grams, which is 16 grams more than the old one. They must have used more carbon for this new swing arm because it's heavier, even though they have tried to make it lighter by cutting some pieces off from the end. The swing arms are from the same mold, the only visible difference is these cuts here at the end. And by the way, before I put the new swing arm back, I took this rear shock mount from the old one. Mounting the new swing arm is just same steps but in reverse order. Only one thing left to do, and that's a test ride, so let's go! Alright, everything seems to be working. Looks like this was great success. This feels like completely new bike. Yes, everything is working. Even the gears are now working perfectly. The rear wheel is not moving so much anymore in corners. And the rear end of the Quest is not swinging so much anymore. So, indeed, this was a great success. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.